Court, the movie podcast where Sean
and Mampy
watch it, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what we saw?
The Quiet Place, day one.
It's the first day. Yeah, shut your mouth. You don't want anything bad to happen.
This movie should be called. Actually, don't be that quiet.
Yeah, don't.
Just everybody, even after you know the rules, just go ahead and be as loud as you want.
As loud as you want.
You'll be killed.
Making noise, yeah.
But make a lot of noise.
Yeah, it seems like a one you kind of figure out pretty soon because their heads, spoiler alert, the creature's heads open and are 1,000 eardrums. And they go. And then when someone goes, ah, they fly at them and eat them. So you think you'd see that and be like, maybe I should not.
And the huge helicopters overhead going, do not make any noise.
Yeah.
Do not, we repeat, do not make any noise. Please meet us somewhere really far away.
Yeah.
Make sure you make a lot of noise.
Maybe it's a good thing the creatures don't know English because they would know exactly where to go.
Yeah.
And then it's a good thing that the boats don't make a huge loud sound at the place where they're picking people up. That is nice.
They should do the Dunkirk method where they have like all the lifeboats that take you out to the other boats.
This is what I was sitting there and I was like, if only Nolan had been helming this, maybe we would have had some lifeboats. Or some reverse. They walk reverse to be silent. Tenet, day one.
I mean, I would watch any other Tenet movie.
We got to get into the realm of... It's like, okay, everyone's like, there's no original ideas. All right, let's start taking these old ideas and mixing them. That creates a new thing. Tenet and A Quiet Place worlds mixed.
I mean, sounds great.
He's like doing all this cool backward surf, and then he accidentally steps on glass, and then it just kills him.
And he has to run backwards.
Yeah.
And the creature's like, what the...
Yeah, he can hear the reverse.
Like, wait.
Is someone going in reverse?
He's Alien. Yeah, in Alien, he's going, what?
Yeah, there's
What's
subtitles.
happening?
I wish there had been subtitles every time the creatures were like, yeah. Listening.
So.
Yes.
We watched The Quiet Place, part 1. Part 0?
Part 0.
Day 1, part 0.
The third installment.
Yes. It's the third one, but it's the first one. Mm-hmm. As confusing as most prequels are.
Yes.
And you know what the plot... Well, at first... What about this movie? What do you think about this movie, Mampy?
You know, I enjoyed the first Quiet Place. I was like, it's one of these gimmick movies, but it's fun.
I like the first one, yeah.
It kind of set a trend of a lot of gimmick movies. They were like, oh, let's do gimmicks again.
I mean, I like a gimmick if it's done well.
Yeah, same.
It is not always done well.
The second one had less. It was like, all right, this is fun. I like Killian. I like...
Yes.
Djimon, is that his name? Digimon? His name seems like Digimon.
It's Djimon.
Djimon.
Which also sounds like a way you would say it if you were racist.
Yes.
I don't know. What is his name? Djimon.
Djimon.
What's his name? Djimon. I think it is Djimon, but hey.
Djimon Button.
If you are... I don't know. He seems like he must be like a real genuine African person, right?
Yeah.
Hey, if you're from Africa and you're listening, I want to apologize. I'm probably going to mess up any African name. Oh, there's actually another one. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Lupita Nyong'o.
Nyong'o. And white guy.
And, yeah, that guy.
A white guy.
Jacob.
And cat.
Oh, Schnitzel the cat.
Yeah.
I looked up Schnitzel. I'm going to be honest. I dropped a follow for Schnitzel.
If you're listening, Schnitzel.
Yeah. Come here. The quietest cat of all. No, but overall, I had a good time. I liked the journey of it.
Yeah.
I think I like it second most.
Yes, I agree.
Three. Second most of the three.
Yes. I will tell you more, but I mostly agree.
Okay.
This is what happens in the movie.
Okay.
Spoilers to follow. I think we've already spoiled, but even more spoilers to follow. Only spoilers from now on. Lupita Nyong'o plays, who knows? And she... names don't really matter in A Quiet Place movie because they don't really say anything.
Yep.
She plays Lupita Nyong'o, and she's in hospice because she's got cancer or something. Probably cancer, right?
Seems like it.
Seems like cancer. And she's got intense pain, and she's been doing Fent. You know, all the kids, they're overdosing on Fent, but she's like, hey, might as well.
Yeah.
I've got cancer anyway, or whatever I've got, and might as well overdose on Fent. So she's got some Nicorette patches, but for Fent, and she's getting absolutely blazed. And then the end of the world happens.
Yeah.
They're at a puppet show.
Yes, you are. That's my star.
And the end of the world happens, and you know, the Quiet Place creatures. What is their name?
The listeners.
The listeners. That's a nice one. Okay. So the listeners come from the sky. They blow up shit, and then they start eating people who make noise. Why are they here? Who knows? You know, I'm guessing they came from another planet because they used up the resources on their planet, and it's a metaphor for humanity or some shit. But they don't actually tell us that. And Lupita and her friend Beardman, who was a not Beardman in Hereditary.
Yes.
What's his name? Who knows?
Who knows?
And you may remember him as not Beardman.
Yeah.
As Son from Hereditary.
Yeah.
As Decapitator #1 from Spoiler alert from Hereditary. Spoiler alert for another movie.
Yeah.
And because the world's over, all she wants is to get some pizza. And that's the movie, essentially.
Yeah.
They walk all the way to Harlem, and then they walk all the way back downtown, and then that's the end. Which
I gotta say, would take so freaking long.
It's a really long walk.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't want to do that walk, especially when there's creatures listening for you.
Yeah, and their name is the listeners.
Yeah.
So, bad sign right there. And various things happen. Mostly people get eaten.
Yeah, a lot of people.
You know what the best part of this movie is, though?
I think so. What about you?
You know, my favorite part, it was just a little bit, but they're up there. They've been walking a lot. They've taken a bunch of just side quests to go into the subway and to go into a building and then out of a building. Lots of different stuff that they didn't seem to need to do, but they did it anyway. And they end up at Poochie's Pastries. What is the name of the pizza place? Patsy's. They wind up at Patsy's Pizza, except, unfortunately, they've been trying to get there the whole movie because all Lupita wants is a nice slice of pizza at the place that's next to the bar where her dad used to play jazz piano. And unfortunately, that pizza place has been hit by a truck.
Yeah, blown up.
And it has blown the fuck up. Which doesn't mean that the pizza's... I mean...
Maybe
you know...
the walk-in is okay and they can get some dough out.
Honestly... I've worked at restaurants. They might have some in the dumpster. Just walk out. Walk out to the dumpster behind the thing.
It's just a few days old. Get in there. Get in there.
I mean, it's just pizza.
Come on.
But that has exploded. And, of course, Lupita's like, well, that pizza represents everything.
Yeah.
That was my last wish as a living human, and then I was going to be dead.
Yep.
And now I'm sad. So she collapses in the street. White man consoles her. Kitty cat consoles her. And behind them, there's a flaming manhole. And it's just awesome. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know if they flame.
It was
Seems
cool,
like maybe
though.
they could if there's weird gases
Something going on.
somehow down there. I don't know. I mean, I guess if enough... I don't know. If enough subway cars explode and then the gas or something gets in the water. Who knows? But there's a flaming manhole, and it looks really cool, and it is good. That's all. It's just it's just very rare when I see an image in a movie that I haven't seen in another movie.
It's just like, okay.
So I just went, oh, that's cool. That's a flaming manhole. That was my favorite part.
Yeah,
and
I
also
like that shot.
I think in general, the emotional stuff in the movie is the stuff that works best for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the same guy who directed Pig, and I think he's good at that sort of melancholy.
Mm-hmm.
And spoiler alert for the things we didn't like about it. Maybe not as good as at being a horror movie. Director.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I would say I would agree.
But we're just talking about good things right now.
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't say the first one's all that scary, but it is definitely more akin to an actual horror movie.
Yes.
Because there's horrific scenes.
Yeah, and I thought also in the first... I quite like the first one. I don't think it's great, but I think it is effective. Mm-hmm. And I think that use of silence is very effective.
Yeah.
In a lot of parts of that movie where you're just like, uh-oh. You're like, for some reason, subconsciously trying to not make noise in your seat, even though, of course, you know that there's the creature is inside of the movie and he's not in the real world, but you're just kind of like, I better not crumple this popcorn bag or the monster will get me. And I like that.
Yeah, I remember. I'll never forget the first time I saw A Quiet Place, the original. I was sitting there and there were these two dudes, two friends hanging out, and it was so quiet in the theater. And the guy turns and goes, "It's so quiet in here," and it was so loud. And it was funny because I was like, "Oh, so yeah, you would just die if you spoke at all in these movies." Yes, it's kind of amazing. But
people, okay, I'm gonna save it.
Save it, baby.
Save it.
Yeah, I really liked that shot. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
it reminded me of, spoiler alert for Mad Max Fury Road if you've never seen it.
Yes,
Furiosa collapses after she realizes her pizza is the green place, or vice versa.
I agree.
She collapses, and they both had great imagery of a lady just being like, "Well, that's that.
That fucking sucks. I'm giving up."
Yeah, I give up.
And then, thank God, a man shows up to...
A white man saves both of them. That's what it's really about.
Though I guess in A Quiet Place, he doesn't really do much at all.
No, he is probably one of those useless...
He's so fucking worthless.
He actually causes more harm than good.
So much harm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's
a dumb fuck.
I may have some qualms later.
Okay.
But I do think, okay, so my favorite part, I feel like in the first one, like you're saying, it was so heightened, quiet. And this one was so heightened, like all of the sounds.
Yes.
And I feel like at times it was a little contradictory, and then other times it was really well honed in.
Yeah.
Like there's a part where Lupita's character runs into two kids under this fountain. And they go and they like run, and they're like all walking with all these people who are trying to get to the boats. Mm-hmm. But the collective sound is so loud that you just see
fucking loud.
All these creatures like crawling down, and then they just start jumping and attacking people. And you're like, oh fuck!
They're picking other humans out of their teeth and getting ready for more. They're like,
I love the New York pandemonium. It's just like, this would be so fucked. Like, would not. I almost wish there was more of before it was like everyone being quiet, just like pure, just the creatures just killing the hell out of everybody. Because it would be that for a while, because people wouldn't know.
It'd be that for really fucking. I mean, how many millions of people are in New York City?
It would
15,
be
20? I truly don't know.
And for them to like. Organize, and I wanted more of that, but I loved seeing the collective, like, thousands of people walking. It's like, that's gonna make a lot of fucking sound.
You guys gotta think.
And they all start getting killed, and then Lupita runs with the kids, and they go in this little subway hole,
Yeah.
And it's this great little misdirect where you think like a creature's going to jump up or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, okay, it's safe. And they start to go. And then I think what do you call that? The patio. What is that? The like fire escape of the building?
Yes.
Just like slams down right as they're about to walk out. And that one did jolt me. I was like, holy shit. And the sound was and then a creature crawls up and there's like dust and stuff. And I was like, ooh, this is kind of good. So that was my favorite part.
Am I doing a good impression?
Yeah.
I may have spit at the camera. Sorry.
It's okay. My camera's on a bit of a wobble so I could get it higher. So anytime I hit the table, it's like, oh. But yeah, I love that part. It was like, whoa, that got me.
Yes. Other good things.
Oh.
I like the cat a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was a really solid cat.
I love Schnitzel.
And this is smart. This is smart low budget filmmaking, though I probably wasn't that low budget, honestly. But it's someone going, well, no matter what, even if they don't like the characters, this cat is pretty cool.
We're keeping this cat.
Even though there's no way you would keep a cat.
Yeah, it couldn't be.
Or no animal or children. You would abandon your children immediately. And definitely your animals, because they're just fucking wandering around.
Yeah.
Rubbing up against fucking, I don't know, wind chimes and shit. But the cat is awesome. And there's a cat moment that I thought was like one of the most powerful emotional beats in the thing. Our introduction to White Man is pretty effective.
Yes.
There's just like a flooded subway. And it's like right at street level, like you're right at the top of the steps.
Yeah.
And you just see him emerge from under the water and he's just like, and you're like, oh, he something happened bad to him and he was under there for a long time. And he's just kind of struggling. And then a little kitty cat, our kitty cat, our Schnitzel, shows up and is just like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
and it's very like sweet, and you kind of go, oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the cat's just nice. I like the cat.
Yeah,
that's
I love the cat.
There's no deeper meaning behind my like of it. I just like cats.
Yeah, cats are great, and Frodo or Schnitzel, Frodo the character, Schnitzel the cat, which I think there were two cats. I can't remember. I think there were two different cats that they intertwined, but Schnitzel's the main cat.
Okay.
And I love they have a little thing where you're like, because Frodo has run away from Peeta's character, and you're like, oh, that cat's gone. I thought they were just going to be like, all right, that's no more cat.
Yeah.
The cat had already caused one near death of everybody because it hits a little bell on a hat, and the
cat keeps doing near deaths, but you
gotta keep them. But they do like a little short film of just the cat wandering around like doo doo doo, la la, and then the guy comes up, and I was like, oh, this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And he leads the White Man to Lupita's character, which I did like. I liked all the like stuff where she's like, "Please stop following me," and he's like so terrified that he's like, "I kind of have to. I'm sorry."
Yeah, he's like, "I don't know where the hell I am."
Yeah.
He's from England, and he's like, "I don't know where I am," but also he's like, I'm just so alone.
Yeah, please.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah, please.
I would like to be with anyone, which I don't know if I would want to.
Yeah, I don't know either. Especially in a situation like this where like so easily someone could do something else that just kills both of you. It's like that's a hefty responsibility.
I'm really surprised how few people are at the top of a skyscraper hiding out.
Yeah, it's interesting.
If you're a mile away from the street, these fucking... They're not hearing you, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't know.
Who knows?
You could make a million of those arguments.
Yeah.
In this movie, but that one's a pretty strong argument. Like,
top of the Empire State Building, something like that.
Yeah,
Just chill out.
You've got like 25 different buildings where thousands of people could hide out, and that's all that is left.
Yeah.
There's nobody else left.
That's it.
And truly, okay, thinking about that doesn't really help anything.
No, but...
And it's also not really the way I approach movies in general. But sometimes, if I get a little bored in a movie, I'm kind of like, they should be up in a skyscraper.
Yeah, just
really.
get at the top of... Yeah,
they're so far away from the street. I mean, there's no food.
Exactly. There's no pizza at the top.
There's probably a commissary.
Somewhere.
I mean, if you got a building that big, they've got to have a lot of different commissaries.
That's true.
Okay, that's where I'm going.
I mean, yeah, I would do that. Either that or... Well, no, I wouldn't want to be underground, especially if there's going to be some flooding happening. That would be not good.
And if we learned anything from 9/11, it's that a lot of the places that you think aren't connected in New York City are connected.
Yeah, and you're like
wow. You rock the boat a little bit underneath the ground in New York. There's going to be some water coming from bad places and going into good places, and you're not going to like it.
Nope. It ain't gonna be pretty.
2 thumbs down, 9/11.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like
Half
it
star.
at all. Yeah, it was much, much worse than A Quiet Place Day One.
Yeah.
I think significantly so.
Yeah.
Hundreds, thousands, millions times worse.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Tweet
I
at
just
us
wanted to
at
get that out there.
Foodcourtcast. How do you compare 9/11 to A Quiet Place Day One?
Yeah.
Now the thing, like the notorious 9/11.
Yeah.
Not just last year.
Yeah.
September 11th, which was quite nice, actually.
It was a mild day, the weather was mild. And
the weather's finally getting nice. It's not so hot anymore.
too much, yeah.
I fucking love 9/11. Oh, the winds and the trees. This is a beautiful
my favorite day ever. Yeah, this is gonna go down as my favorite day. I mean, this is a tangent, but like, I do feel bad for all the people whose birthdays were on that. Like, that does suck.
Big time.
And that's what, it's like look, I get it. You gotta spread terror and kill people, but like, think about that. You're ruining someone's birthday for all time.
Was Osama bin Laden even thinking about that?
I don't think so.
He was, in many ways, quite an evil man.
Mm-hmm.
But that sort of evil is really insidious.
Like, come on,
like
man.
Ruining someone's birthday, that's like a cold... Killing people is just like, that's regular evil.
Yeah.
But like ruining someone's birthday, that's real sinister shit.
That guy sucked. Hey, that's my review. He sucked. Didn't like him. But okay, so Quiet Place. We're just doing a thing. I like the beginning. Like, I like when it all started going down. I thought that was really fun, and like the big blow up, and she gets like thrown back, and you're like, damn, dude, she got effed up.
Yeah.
You're like, how'd you get thrown?
I mean, a lady like that might not make it through.
Yeah.
I
thought I did like the stakes being raised with her condition. I was like,
yes.
Oh, I had no clue that she was going to be like severely sick.
Yes. And it's also like, it adds an interesting wrinkle to the story because the stakes are both higher and lower.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
true.
She's going to be dead soon. And she seems to, at least in some way, look forward to death because she's in so much pain.
Yeah.
So it's funny that she's like, well, I'm not doing this for really life.
Yeah, I just want pizza.
Yeah, I just want pizza, which makes sense.
Which was, I thought that was fun. I like that they just leaned into a very silly, like, that's what I want. So I'm going to go do it because I'm probably going to die no matter what. So
yes. Especially when she runs out of those fucking Fent patches.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty sad.
Which they do a good bit about when she runs out and he's just trying to help her, but...
Yeah.
Oh, Yeah, it gets a little dicey. I did like where they're running from them at that one part where like they're all flying through the glass and stuff.
Yes.
Like, ooh. Ooh, this
That was a good
fun.
shot.
Yeah.
Sort of reminded me of, I know, the much hated The Happening when when bodies start just swinging off of the top of the fucking building and it's so fucking scary.
Insane.
Just like just people going.
Yeah, that was a crazy bit.
But Mampy, I'm about to say but, so you can say you have a few nice things left, or we can start talking shit.
I think I got everything out of the way. Yeah.
And it's time to really show A Quiet Place Day One who's boss. Yes. We're boss.
We are.
We're the fucking boss,
We're
bitch.
The law.
The low main of this movie is, according to Mampy, what?
I have to say...
Say it.
I don't think they landed the big climactic moment before the ending quite right.
Okay.
It felt a little off to me and not that, like, steaky, if that makes sense.
Okay, which one?
Where Lupita runs out and it starts, like...
Yes.
Or it just felt so, like, abrupt. It was just like, all right, now we're doing the end of the movie. Like,
yes.
It was just like, wait, what? Okay, now... Like, they just... They're way uptown in Harlem, and then suddenly they're way downtown, and you're like, okay, we just skipped a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, they walked for a really long time.
Yeah. And then she's just like, all right, see you, take my jacket, bye. And I was like, whoa, what? That's it? And now he's running and... Which I'm fine with him, like, running and escaping.
Sure.
And I love the cat. The idea of the cat, like, just falling into water. You heard it here, folks. The cat flell.
Stay tuned for more words. More new words.
More new words with me.
Flailing. I mean, that makes sense. It's flailing and falling at the same time.
Yeah, let's bring it into
It's what stuntmen do all the time. Like, when you see a stuntman fall out of a building, like, unless they're playing dead and then they're just playing dead. But if they're falling and they're alive, they're often doing like this.
Yeah.
For, like, a really interesting fall.
Help, I'm falling. I think that's good.
He's just clicking the life alert.
Yeah.
I'm falling from a building. I don't think we're going to be able to help you with that, sir. Beep, beep. Could you send an ambulance? I'm definitely going to be dead.
Yeah, when I land, I will definitely not be able to get up. I will be blood and chunks.
My legs are going to collapse beneath me. My leg bones are going to stab through my lower intestines and all of my other organs.
Yeah.
My ribs are going to shatter. Mm-hmm. And my head will just stay right above the ground, and I'll be like, wow. Awkward.
That's going to leave a mark.
And then a piano will drop off.
Yeah. And thousands of those creatures stampede. I was cracking up every time the helicopter came by, and it was just like...
You're like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. The first time I thought it was kind of cool, and then it was a little goofy, like, that it kept happening. I was like, okay.
Yes.
Well, I get it. They have to fly helicopters and stuff, but it was just funny. I was like, this is kind of sick.
Yeah, they're like,
and I did like there were so many. I wish we had seen more of that. Just
yes.
Because there's never been that many, I think, in the other movies.
No.
Like, I think there's usually
like two or three, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how many are the...
But this one's like thousands, just like...
Yeah.
I didn't know the water thing. I forgot all about that.
Yes.
In the first one, isn't there one in water? But I guess it's not submerged. It's like just walking through water.
I think
I think that tricked me.
I think they don't know that they can't swim, because there's that one that's asleep in the subway.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to swim after them, and he just drowns. Mm-hmm. He's like,
oh shit, what is the...
Well, I'll just keep going.
Yeah, which that
probably be fine.
Okay, I'll put that on the... Okay, that's a double. That's a bad and a good scene.
Oh, okay.
Because I couldn't stand the white guy character. Like, I get you're, like, scared, but he's literally just like... It's like, okay, dude, you know you cannot make sound. What are you doing? Like, I get it. You're, like, freaking out, but, like, come on. And it made it to where you just don't like his character. You're like, stop. Like,
yes.
It just annoyed me. I was like, dude... Okay. And they didn't, if they had built it up, like maybe had him sit with her and be like, yeah, what happened to me? And maybe you get a glimpse of like, oh, it was like horrific, so he's traumatized or something.
Sure.
But we don't really get a sense of that.
I think that's what we're supposed to get from him, like emerging, but at the same time, it's like, well, yeah, too bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you want to be alive, just don't do it. And if you don't want to be alive, well, just swim back and protect her. Go get eaten by the thing, and maybe she can get away.
It'd be perfect, yeah.
Yeah. My
friend.
friend, is my low main.
Oh, wow.
Not that scene in particular, but specifically how much noise he makes, but also how much noise everyone makes.
Yeah.
He is the worst one, because, like, in every chase, he's like, oh no! Just, like, yelling, uh-oh! Just, like, clapping his hands as he runs away. Just absurd shit. Oh no!
Oh, shit.
He's got a fucking whoopee cushion. Yeah. He's walking down.
Oh, did I do that?
But he seems to be making so much fucking noise. Mm-hmm. And at some point I was just like, I hate this guy.
Yeah,
he's so fucking stupid.
He is dumb.
I would be worse. I would be so much worse.
Yeah, sure.
And I would definitely be dead.
Oh, yeah, I would die so fast.
But the fact that he's still alive and has gotten no lessons from any of the other shit.
Yeah.
He has understood. Maybe it's just because they speak with it like an American accent, but they're like, do not make noise. That's the one thing you can't do is make noise. And he's just like, it's like, dude,
maybe he was underwater when those announcements were happening.
I was just very pissed off at him.
Yeah.
And when, like, the big scene when they're walking uptown, I like when they start to get killed. No, when they're walking downtown. Sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Sorry, Justin.
To the New Yorkers out there, I'm sorry that I said they were walking uptown. Of course, the South Street Seaport is downtown, baby. It's down there near where the World Trade Center was, baby. How you like that, New York City? But when they were walking downtown, and all of them were together, I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
It was a bit like, huh?
And I mean, I think the problem that the main problem I had with it is it's not like it was presented as a bunch of people being stupid.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you get a sense that, like, okay, well, this is presented ironically, or presented with, a knowledge of the fact that these people are about to die.
Yeah.
And slowly there is that thing where they start to make enough crackling noise that but someone in Lupita at least should have said, this is a bad idea. We should go to we should go to one of the thousands of other streets in New York.
Exactly.
And walk downtown.
And no one was like aware of the peripherals in any way of like, oh yeah, these things can climb buildings, they can do all this shit.
Yes.
And everyone's just like, let's zombie Lee walk down the street. They should have played on like the aggravated New Yorker thing. Yeah. And like maybe someone bumps into it and they're just already frustrated. Maybe they make some sound or something.
Sure.
That would have made more sense. But yeah, it was weird.
Just having thousands of people walking down the same street is like, you people are fucking stupid. It makes
no sense.
And
really.
I don't have any, like, the thrill of the next scene is that people are getting killed, not that I'm worried about.
No, you're just like, oh, wow,
like, great. Well, these people, I don't want anyone to die, but they deserve to die if this is their reaction to the world of A Quiet Place.
Exactly.
Is to get in a huge group. The biggest group of people.
Streets with lots of debris.
Yes.
Just... Wasn't there like a lady with a stroller or something? Like just crazy shit. Which, I mean, honestly, I do think as like the insider scoop, there is a lot of like incoherence here where people are just doing shit.
Sure.
So I could see that in some places, but not on that scale was kind of, I know they were trying to show off like, oh, it's New York. It's crazy.
Look at how many people are in New York.
Yeah, but it just didn't make sense. There's so many streets, and they could have walked on any street.
Many streets.
Yeah.
And they're wide fucking streets. And just real. It was just like at some point it was just like, well, this is just annoying.
Yeah.
How stupid they are because someone smart in the group should have said like, hey, we need to spread out.
Yeah,
this is a bad idea.
It would have even made it better if they just added a scene of that. They can keep it how it is, but just have someone be like, wait a minute, we shouldn't be in a group like this, and like,
yes,
maybe someone goes, what? And then like, woo, they all just. I would have liked to see that stampede come back through.
Oh yeah,
just like mowing them. That would have been crazy.
Wow. Yeah, so I think that is my main thing is just like, too many people are being too stupid in the movie.
Yeah.
To where it's like, it's, at least in the first two, for the most part, like, they were trying to be as silent as possible.
Yeah.
And when they weren't, it was an accident or whatever.
Exactly.
Or they had, like, a child who was dumb and put batteries in a thing. And
yeah, that kid was just straight up stupid.
But it's just much harder, especially since a lot of this is like drama that plays really well. Mm-hmm. Like, Lupita Nyong'o, I think, is quite good in it, and the cat's good, and white guy's okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
So like a lot of that stuff plays pretty well and is pretty believable, and like their character work is good and all that stuff. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So when it's in these dramatic scenes and people are being so fucking stupid, it's like, well, this isn't scary. It's not scary anymore because I do not care about these people.
Exactly. It needed a little more.
I'm happy for them to die.
Yeah, and then again with like her, you're like, well, she's resigned.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, so
yeah,
she
might wear tap shoes or something.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be so funny.
I guess it's not that far off from the ending of the movie, but
yeah, it really isn't. But yeah, I don't know. It just was. It wasn't bad. It just like lacked a little bit here and there, and they definitely could have explored more with. I really think like instead of going into the puppet thing for that long, the puppet show place for that long, just have her. I think having her separated immediately would have been more interesting, and just seeing the chaos and she's just trying to figure out how to get through it would have maybe been more because. It just felt, I don't know, you didn't need, like, the beard dude from Hereditary. He's, like, half kind of a character, and he's just like, now I'm dead. And you're like, you know he's dead, like, almost immediately. I mean, that's partially from trailers, because you're like,
you've never seen him in the trailer at all. So you're like, well, this guy's going to die pretty early.
And I forgot that Jaimon was in the second one. I was like, I feel like I was like, why does he seem so familiar? And I was like, oh, he's literally the character.
Yeah. He's playing the same character as the other movie.
I was like, wow.
And he kind of often plays like a very noble, powerful, trustworthy presence.
Yes.
Because he has like a really cool, rich voice, and he's like a striking look, and he's a big, bald guy. Mm-hmm. And he's got a cool beard. So he plays a lot of that. I don't think I've ever seen him slip on a banana peel or anything like that. He's not going to play that kind of character.
I did like him killing that dude.
I have slipped on a banana peel.
Banana. And that guy's like, we're all going to die. We're all going to die. He just slams his head to the wall. I was like, damn.
Oh, yeah. Badass.
He was like, shut the hell up.
Yeah. That kicks ass.
Yeah, that guy that's like, come on.
You know what else I didn't like about this movie?
Please tell me.
This is ostensibly a horror movie.
Yeah.
I just never like outside of a few jumps that kind of worked, I wasn't scared a little, even a little bit.
It did like the cardinal sin of the like nightmare jump scare, which was a real bummer. I was like, oh, come on. Because they're like, it's not scary enough. Let's throw in a dream sequence where the creature flies. It's like, we don't need that. It just did nothing for the movie.
And it's also, I think this is a general problem with dream sequence scares, is that they never feel like a dream.
Yeah.
It's like when the hard part about depicting a dream is that it's really insane, and but while you're in it, it feels real. And so if you try to put that in a movie, it's like, well, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like most dreams are stupid.
Yeah.
Like you'll have really I had some dream recently where I was like trying to change a tire. It was like a nightmare. And I was trying to change a tire and we didn't have like the right tools.
Yeah.
And it was just fucking I don't know why it was terrifying. But like if you put that in if you like had a scene of me just being like, we gotta change this tire, it would be fucking stupid.
And then suddenly a tire flies at the camera.
Oh, it's the tire. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
And also, not a particularly effective jump.
No, just kind of
just because it's so, like, it seems so obvious that, one, this isn't really happening because there's cars moving around.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like, this is a dream sequence, so it's going to be one of those hack dream sequence where something scary happens right before they wake up. And so it was.
It didn't really work.
No.
That part at all. There were dips. There were parts where I was like, oh, I'm so into this, and then it would kind of go like that a little bit, and then I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm getting back into it, and then... It
felt to me like two different movies. There's the dramatic movie about a lady who's dying of whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's like a whole different movie about being scared of monsters.
Yes.
And they don't meet?
Not really.
Like, they don't touch each other very much?
Yeah. Other than getting medicine for her. It doesn't quite ever. And, like, I know it's like a staple. You have to go to the pharmacy, but I feel like that's starting to get so old in these, like, apocalyptic movies.
Yes, they're in every... Yeah.
We've seen this. Even when I remember watching the first one, I was like, this has happened on every episode of The Walking Dead. Like, it's like you just get so used to it. But I know there's no way around that, but... you just get a little exhausted of it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to happen,
Just
because I think it does need to, for me, it does need to happen because I don't know if they particularly sold her rising level of pain.
Yeah, not really.
I think there's a moment where she's in the church where she's really selling how awful it is.
Yeah.
And she's just, like, really still and very quiet in that way when you're, like, really sick or you feel awful or you're just like, I don't want to rattle my brain.
Yeah.
Because I know if I do, it'll hurt so fucking bad. And I think she plays that very well, but it didn't seem like there was... I mean, I don't know how getting off of fentanyl is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it seems like it isn't just like... I'm doing great. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm off? Or maybe
that.
it is.
Or I don't know if when it's used with whatever disease. I have no...
Who knows? Maybe that is, in fact, the way it works. But it isn't very dramatically... satisfying?
Or sold.
Yeah, well. It's not sold in that way where, like, if you see her slowly, like, she's just going, it doesn't have to be as bad as me acting it out. But if you see her slowly, like, giving into this pain.
Yes.
Then that would make a lot more sense when he has to go. Or, that doesn't have to happen. She's got a supply.
Yeah.
She knows that this is so important to her life that she has a few patches as a backup, and they don't have to do that little side quest. Which isn't particularly scary.
Feel necessary
because it's just obvious, and it's got a fucking cat scare in it.
Yeah, it's like we don't. Why would I don't buy that Frodo would do that? Frodo knows not to jump scare the white guy. Don't try
Frodo's a good guy.
Yeah, Frodo's the best cat.
And the fact that it's is a cat in the cat scare.
Yeah.
It's not even like a bird or some other where at least you can say, well, at least it wasn't a cat. It's just a literal cat.
Exactly.
In the much joked about cat scare.
I think, and it's not like the cat scare happens and then he's like, oh, thank goodness, and then the creature like rises up, because then you kind of earn it a little bit. It's just like, no, we literally just did a cat scare.
Yeah.
I think the worst cat scare ever is in AVP, Alien versus. I'm pretty sure this happens. They're in like
AVP Part 1?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I could be mistaking this, but I'm pretty sure they're
AVP
like looking,
Year Zero?
Year Zero, yeah, they're looking
AVP
around
Day 1.
Ooh, AVPDZ. Oh, AVPDO.
AVPDO.
AVPDO. And they're walking around this cabin looking around, and I'm pretty sure a cat, like, and you're like, wait, they're like in Antarctica. Like, like this, I'm pretty sure, I could be making that up, but I'm pretty sure the cat thing happens or something.
That sounds right.
And you're like, what? How is this cat here?
That sounds right.
Anyway, but and also the nest scene, or I think that was a nest. I don't really know.
When he's upside down in the subway?
No, when he goes up, there's like the cat, which it was, it had a good amount of like, ooh, he's kind of making a lot of noise climbing this thing. And I like the creature like lifting up beside him.
Yes.
But at that point, it's like, well, it would kill him because he's being loud as ever.
Yeah.
I better stop breathing really loud. Yeah. And it's listening. It's like, there's definitely he's like, I can hear you.
You can see it hearing him.
Yeah.
He's like,
and I'm fine with stuff being vague, but I still had no clue what was happening in that scene. Like the creature goes up to what I thought was an egg, and then it like rips it open and starts eating out of it, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't really understand what's happening, but whatever.
Do they bring the eggs with them?
I don't know. I was so confused. I was like, I don't.
Is it
get
like
this.
Jerky for the listeners or something, where they just like they use a little salt to keep it safe. I don't.
I had no clue.
Who knows?
I mean, I'm one of these suckers who loves in War of the Worlds that they don't really explain why the creatures are spraying.
That's great.
I love that stuff. I'm like, this is interesting, but that scene just felt a little forced. Like he's going so out of his way for this cat who is unkillable and undetectable. It's like the cat will probably be fine. Like he's doing all this shit. It just felt kind of like you're saying, side quests for no reason.
The cat's got little soft paws.
Yeah.
So when it taps things, it doesn't make any noise.
Yeah.
And so far, it has survived.
Yeah.
Even in the times when it should have died. So just let the cat come back.
Let the cat come back.
Come on back.
The cat should have come back with the patches and been like, drops them off, and she's like, "Thanks, Frodo," and the guy should have died.
Yes.
That would have been. Oh, sorry, I just thought.
I didn't mention this earlier. I think the stuff that worked and the reason that it's maybe like 50% of a good movie for me, or I don't know, maybe a little bit more than that. Is like the emotional stuff I thought worked really, really well. Mm-hmm. Like I thought it was affecting. It made me cry a few different times.
Yes.
I cared about her character, and I didn't. Yeah, I thought that was all played really well. Yeah. And the scary stuff didn't work, so it's just like, well, this is not a whole movie. And maybe they should. I mean, maybe it's just because maybe the guy's not good at that. Last movie he made was Pig, which is not scary at all.
Yeah.
And maybe they were just like, well, he makes a pretty good movie, so maybe he can make a pretty good movie. And he did make a pretty good movie.
Do you think it would be even more disjointed if they had like a horror director direct like the horror stuff? That'd be interesting, like have two different directors.
Sounds great.
That'd be kind of interesting to see how if it would clash, or if it would feel more... Right.
I think it is also just... this has always been the problem, is that, like, every movie has to be another movie.
Yeah.
In order to get made. Mm-hmm. So, like, that guy... Maybe in some better world, that guy makes Pig, and then he gets to make a sad movie about a lady who's dying of cancer.
Yeah.
And that's the whole fucking movie. She's just sad, and she's dying of cancer, and it's really sad. And that'd probably be too much, but maybe he could pull it off. Who knows?
Yeah.
But instead, he has to make a horror movie about a lady who's dying of cancer. It's like, well, I don't. Does this guy like horror movies?
Yeah, it feels like they.
Who knows?
They latch too much onto because there is a good amount of sentimental stuff in the first one.
Yeah,
and you feel for the dad when he sacrificed himself or whatever.
Absolutely.
Even if that actor isn't your favorite or whatever, you're just like, okay, well, I still feel this connection.
Yes,
but it feels like they were like, okay, let's take that and make the whole movie just that type of sentimental sad thing. And then there's also creatures there.
Yes,
and there's it needs to be a little more creatures front and center because you almost start to forget. You're just like, it's just sad woman roaming around.
Yeah,
with the guy.
There is a lot of that. Yeah,
and you're like, okay.
And I don't really like the guy.
No, I
didn't hate him.
No, he just didn't quite work for me in this.
No,
but props to him. I'm glad he's getting stuff. Good
and as we say almost every week, I'm just glad a movie's going to make some money so that they can keep making movies.
Exactly. I don't think I think they're done with Quiet Places after this, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there'll be a fourth.
I mean, if this one, as it is, if this one makes money, they'll make more.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know what the fuck else they'll do, but
yeah,
seems like real diminishing returns on this formula.
Yeah, especially now because if you follow the rest, if you go back to the present. Whatever, the end of the second one, they're really able to just kill them. So
yeah, which honestly might be a fun one if they are totally badass and they're able to kill them. That might be cool. A fun kind of adventure movie where there's a lot of them, but they can still kill them. So it's sort of like a military action. That might be
like Aliens.
Yeah,
but Quiet Places.
Yeah, that would be fine.
I'd watch it.
Tweet at us, @FoodCourtcast. Let us know.
Come on, studios. Get us in there. Let's make a movie.
Come on, baby.
Well,
but Mampy, we can't only talk about a Quiet Place Day One.
No.
We've got to talk about the other movies we watched this week.
Yes.
With Panda Express presents Express Yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play that music, please.
It's time for the Panda Express. Bing, bing, because we got some things expressed about the things we watched. Boop, boop, this week to dump bum.
Did you watch anything this week?
I did. I watched a classic little film, a musical, if you will.
Well, it depends. What movie is it?
You must.
A classic little musical, Casablanca. Schindler's List.
Schindler's List. I'm making a list. Dun, dun, dun.
Gonna save some Jews. I am a Jew, and I want to get saved by you.
You.
S C H I N. It's a long name. D. So what movie did you
Whatever
watch?
happened to that lady in the red dress? Let's.
It was pretty shitty, I'll tell you that.
Well, shitty list. So I watched a musical called Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, that is a musical. I will.
Classic. I never saw the original black and white one, but this is the color one with Rick Moranis, Steve. What's his name? Martin?
Gutenberg?
Steve Martin?
Steve Martin.
Two other people. I can't remember their names. Audrey and Mr. Munchnick.
Steve Martin's amazing in that movie.
So good. He's vile.
Incredible performance. One of his best.
He's dangerous. He says he bashed a pussycat. That's pretty crazy.
Great puppet.
Great puppet. The plant is so well done. It is amazing.
It's so cool.
You're still just in awe. That is the alien plant that they hired.
That's what they look like.
It is so cool, and all the different forms of it as it gets bigger.
Yeah.
And there's a really sick animation of it when it first drinks some blood and it like grows and the leaves like unfurl out and it's like all practical.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? That's so cool.
It's really good.
I like it. And it's got this really bizarre performance from the lead lady who plays Audrey, and she's like got this weird like but then she sings like really powerful, like and you're like, what is this movie? And
Great
I love
song.
it. And it's about a man who literally kills somebody. He kills two people basically. And you're just like still rooting for him. You're like, yeah.
He's got to.
If I remember correctly, there's an alternate ending where they show like giant plants like going through the city, like destroying everything.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that would have been cool to see.
That's a cool ending.
Yeah.
That's a real old school B movie ending.
Yeah, I would have loved that.
It's a good flick.
That's Audrey too is such a great character. And the songs are so good.
Bring back Audrey 2 for the Audrey 2 cinematic universe.
I'm honestly surprised they've never tried to make that movie again.
It is really surprising.
How could you beat that? Because
they're going to do the live action version now. They've got to do the live action version of everything. They're going to do.
This time, everyone else is a puppet and the plant is real.
Oh,
something else.
Yep. Well, you know what I watched, Mampy?
What'd you watch?
A few things. One, I rewatched Action Jackson, which I have recommended on the show before.
Yes.
Amazing movie.
Whoa.
Insane stunts. Carl Weathers, one of the great like 80s action movie casts.
Yes.
Bill Duke is in it.
Classic.
A bunch of great Sharon Stone, Craig T. Nelson, lots of other people. And it kicks ass. Some truly terrifying stunts. Like, it's a movie full of stunts that seem very nearly deadly.
Yeah.
Like, there's one of Carl Weathers and some other huge guy running as they do, and there's explosions happening, and there's one that looks like it blows up next to them, because they're like, oh! Like, you see them cower in fear from the explosion. It's just awesome. Just fucking awesome. Also, I went to the theater for a brisk little movie called Horizon. An American Saga, Chapter 1.
Wow.
A new Western from Kevin Costner.
Whoa.
And I don't know if we'll get a chance to talk about it a long time, because it is quite long. But if you are into this kind of movie, you will like this movie, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
It's just epic Western. And because it's part of a either 2-part or 4-part story, it plays like the first, 15 or 20 minutes of a regular movie.
Yeah.
Except it's 3 hours, and there's like 1,000 characters, and you're learning about all of them. And Kevin Costner doesn't show up until like halfway through. It's just fucking insane.
Whoa.
And it's just really good, and also sort of improbably really good, because I didn't love most of the performances. Not that they were bad, but just they were kind of maybe workmanlike or something. I don't know. But somehow, just as a great hymn to the power of movies, is like, even without performances that I really cared that much about, just the way it was all put together was just like, wow, this is so exciting and thrilling and fun and interesting and weird, and it's just really cool.
That's awesome.
Just felt very old school.
Interesting.
And just new characters kept coming, and you're like, I haven't seen this many characters in a movie in so long.
Yeah.
There's no character. There's 2 to 3 characters in every movie now. Whoa. And it's just like kind of refreshing to see like 2 characters in a story, and then there were 3 characters in a different story. And then there were like 2 more characters in some other. It was like, wow, who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew that there are this many actors in Hollywood at once?
Yeah.
It was really cool. I liked it.
Interesting. I have to check it out. I haven't.
It's long.
I didn't even know it came out.
It's long.
Is it like Killers of the Flower Moon level long, or
it's
less?
3 hours?
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really fucking long.
How many are there going to be? 2? 3?
Well, there's definitely going to be 2.
Okay.
Because they've already finished 2.
Okay. Gotcha.
So the second one is coming out in August.
Wow.
In like 6 weeks.
That's interesting.
But who knows how much money it'll make? I mean, I think from a like pure like old people, if old people are who go to the movies, this movie will eventually get seen by most old people.
Yeah,
because it's like a perfect like, oh, this is the way movies used to be made kind of movie.
Yeah.
And I will tell anybody I know who is that kind of old person, just like go see it. You'll love it.
You'll love it.
You'll be in the theater for 3 hours, but other than the moments where it was meant to feel long, it didn't feel long to me.
That's good.
Because so much shit is happening. There's so many different people, and you're just like, oh, okay, wait, that person lived, and everything is going so swiftly. By the time that they started to roll the like next week's episode of Horizon, like little montage at the end, I was like, oh, awesome! I'm ready for it. Bring on the next one. I can't fucking wait.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah,
I like that.
That being said, if you see it, you or all the other yous, and you don't like it, it is 3 hours.
It is, yeah.
There's no other warning I can give you other than that it is 3 hours.
Yeah, you're not getting that back.
So, yeah, beware.
Beware. Okay.
But I liked it a lot more than A Quiet Place Day One.
Oh, dang.
It was literally twice as long.
Yeah.
I think literally twice as long.
Dang. You gotta be a good movie for me to like if it's that long. But
yes.
I'll give it a shot.
Hey.
I'll try
if you hate it, have a plan and you can just walk to another theater.
Yeah, it's like what?
If you don't like it within 15 or 20 minutes,
you won't like
that's the whole fucking movie.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a lot like that.
That's good. I think every movie should be like that. Like, hey, we'll give you a taste.
Yeah, this is what the movie is like.
If you're not into it, you should probably get it.
It is not in. I've seen a few people compare it to TV shows because it is long and shit. Yeah, and also because the last thing he did was fucking Yellowstone. But it is not like a TV show in that way, because in almost every TV show there's like 7 episodes before anything happens.
I know that,
and everybody's like, "Oh, you gotta keep watching it for another 7 more hours." And then it starts to get good. It's not like that. Shit starts to happen. There's at least, I think there's like 10 child murders within the first 35 minutes.
Geez.
So it's like they're really going for it.
Yeah, that's wild.
I love child murders, so this is my kind of movie. Not real life child murders, obviously.
Yeah, no.
But fake child
in the
murders.
movies. This is why we go to the movies, folks.
This is child murders go slowly across the screen. This is why we go to the movies. Child murders. Okay, we gotta leave.
We
can't talk about, once we start talking about child murders positively, we gotta get the fuck out. Mampy?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what we're watching this week, but god damn it, we're watching something.
Yeah, I don't think Maxine's out by the time we do another one.
So we're watching something, god damn it.
Watching something.
Lovers, listeners, watchers, tweet at us at FoodCourtCast. Give us 5 stars on your favorite app. Write us a review on your favorite app. Share us with other people on your other favorite app. You can even in person, to a person that you know, say, "Hey, have you listened to Food Court Movie Podcast?" It's really, they are somehow both incisive and funny, which I didn't think was possible. These guys are the best. Sorry, I got a little, that one's shaking around.
And they talk about movies? What? That's what people say. They go,
yeah, say stuff like that.
They're talking about movies? And you're like, yep. Yes.
Are they talking about my new favorite movie, Horizon?
Did they see
An American Saga Part 1? Chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
Mampy.
Yes.
It's been such a wonderful pleasure to do this podcast with you every day of my life. And I want to thank you. And on behalf of Mampy Hikes, I'm Sean Parrott saying to you and yours, bon appetit!